Avatar fans from all over have been waiting years for this moment, to finally see some official footage and marketing for the Avatar Aang movie, and yet, everyone at this point has probably seen the movie given it was all leaked out on the internet several months ago and has become a meme online for everyone to make fun of Paramount for fumbling this film's release. That's what we are here to talk about today. We will not only break down this new trailer, but we are going to go in detail on how fans are reacting to it, along with an interview with the OG creators talking about what's next for the IP as we approach San Diego Comic-Con at the end of the month. Let's not waste any time and just get right into it. So as we get into the trailer breakdown, huge disclaimer, I am not one of the few who watched this movie when it got fully leaked online. I know that many of you watching this video probably have seen it, and out of respect, I would kindly ask that you do not spoil anything in the comments. You can give hints to things in a non-spoiler way, but do not talk full plot details, because I do read everyone's comments, and there are probably going to be people who haven't seen the movie like me who will read them as well. With that aside, the trailer overall I thought was decent. This is not by any means the greatest trailer I have ever seen. It didn't blow my socks off. What did ring true for me, though, is that it felt good to be back with these characters again. It's been over 10 years since they were last on screen in the animated format, and so the nostalgia really kicked in for me to give off those happy feelings. As a bit of a recap for those who knew about the movie, but also for those of you who don't know anything about this movie, the plot centers on our gang of heroes as they uncover an old airbender in an iceberg that's been frozen away for far longer than even Aang was frozen for. They break him out, and from there, they start to learn more about his time and everything he did as an airbender, and this is where it is unraveled that he is actually the villain. He is looking for a staff that will give him an untold amount of power to rule over the world. You can see here on screen that he's wielding it and fighting our gang with it. His name is Taga and is voiced by Bautista. Just from the trailer alone, I could see how he would be a formidable opponent. There is a shot here that looks like we are going to get a look at what life and the world was like during his time, as you can see that there are other air nomads around him. There is even an introduction to a new character who is a Yeun archer looking character, and it might give some backstory to who he is. That would be pretty cool if that group of people actually have a longer history than we knew them to have from the original cartoon, and they go back all the way to during his time. Taga's story basically starts the exact same way that the original cartoon did with how they found Aang in the iceberg. Now, for all I know, that could be the only plot point from the cartoon that is a retread in the exact same way, but I thought I would just note that given I hope that that is the case. On top of that major storyline with Taga, just from what the trailer is showing us, it seems like we are also going to get some expansion into what the world is like now that the 100-year war is over and there's been a time jump. I think this movie needs that, to be honest. Our characters are all obviously much older now. Aang is 25 years old. Let that sit with you for a second. He is right around the age range that I am currently at. To say those words out loud feels so weird, but I think it makes sense to jump forward this much instead of making it like 3 years or 4 years. I think 13 is just enough for us to get an idea of seeing how the world has adapted to the changing times. I don't know how much of that the film is going to cover given the short 85-minute runtime, but I'm at least glad that it seems like they are addressing it. I'm also just glad to see that all of our characters are still together for the most part and have stuck together as a group instead of separating and going on their own paths. Now, in fairness, they are not necessarily at the right age yet to where you would see that. I imagine once these characters start to have families and their roles in society grow even larger as they age, you might eventually see that happen. It kind of seemed like that was the case when we saw those flashback-like visions in The Legend of Korra. For now, the movie is establishing that they still want to stick together, and I'm very happy that that is the case. They still joke around with each other and have a lot of fun, and when the time comes, they have to face this new threat, and it looks like it's going to be a very chaotic and action-packed film. There are so many scenes in this trailer where it looks like we are probably going to get much more action than we expect, given, again, factoring in how long the movie is. The action in this universe is very important, and so I'm hoping it looks good enough for me to be entertained. A couple of other scenes I wanted to note just for fun. There is a scene where it looks like Toph is training a bunch of people in metal bending. This is something that the comics established back with a comic titled The Promise, which I have now read. It came out in 2012, and it showed Toph right after the war ended, starting up her own school to teach people how to metal bend. It seems like that's something that they are carrying over from the comics, and as we know, that is how we see see a lot of stuff in Korra be established, with the police force and all other aspects of metal bending that progressed into other people who could do it. I think it'd be really cool if this movie played into that a little bit and set up some early stuff to show what we saw in that series. This shot right here is giving off the impression that we might see the entire gang travel into the spirit world, because I have absolutely no idea where this is. Right before that, we see that they jump into what looks like a portal, and so that basically confirms that they probably are traveling there together. Apparently, there are leaked images and videos out there that do show this to be the case, but I am not privy to any other context around what will actually happen when they do go into the spirit world. This is all speculation on my part. I have not seen the movie yet. I want to make that clear again. As far as the footage goes, that's really all that I took away from it. The trailer felt like it was more of a way to reintroduce us back into the world that we haven't been a part of for so long. I guess the only other thing that leaves a lot to be desired from my point of view is the animation style. I think it looks good. I'm just saying that it's going to give me some slight hesitation as far as getting used to this new style, because I'm so attached to watching the way The Last Airbender looks, as well as The Legend of Korra. Based on what people have told me who watched the movie, the animation does look very good, so I trust what they have said and will take that with me when I finally watch it. So how are people reacting to it? Well, it's not very good, but not in the way that you think. The general reaction so far is very positive from everyone all over social media and YouTube. They like what they see as far as the footage and all other stuff that we talked about so far. Where people have felt like they have been wronged is the fact that, as we know, this movie is not coming out in theaters. It is getting a shadow drop release on July 25th on Paramount Plus day one. For those of you who have been watching the channel lately, you know how I feel about this. It is absolutely one of the dumbest and most out-of-touch decisions this company has ever made. Not only are we not living during the COVID times anymore, where you did get day one releases on streaming services, but this is also a movie that fans have been waiting to see for so long, and to deprive them of the opportunity to see this universe be shown on the big screen is a disservice in every way, shape, and form. Every single comment section is showing you why that's the case. You can't go into any of them without seeing people address it, clowning on Paramount for making the decision, but also memeing about the fact that pretty much everyone has seen the movie because it all leaked online. And think about it from this perspective. How dumb does Paramount have to be to not realize that this is actually a gift from God himself, that the movie leaked and people have now seen it, and that is basically all the marketing you need to know that maybe releasing it in theaters would actually be a much better decision. They have ignored this issue for months now, and fans are not happy. I really don't know what Paramount thinks is going to happen when they release this. It's not like millions of people are going to just sign up for Paramount Plus and then stick with this service once they are done watching the movie. It is simply just a decision that makes no sense for their bottom line or for the experience of actually consuming this great IP. And at this rate, I just want this to be the last time that I ever address it. Finally, let's take a look at what the OG creators have said about the film, because they are now actually allowed to come out and talk about it for once, given they couldn't do it before since no footage was ever released. To start, they do address the leaks and say that it was an unfortunate circumstance how it went down, and at the end of the day, now that they are ready to release the film, they just want people to be happy to see Avatar again and experience it together like a community. They believe that they made a movie that they really love and hope other people will love as it speaks for itself. Even the very end of the trailer, where it gives this title card thanking fans for their dedication and passion, speaks to that. It really does feel like this is one that they've been wanting to make for a while, and given it is around the original cast of characters, it's a monumental occasion for us all. One thing they do note in the interview is that Republic City at this point in the timeline all these years later has now officially been built. I'm wondering if we are also going to spend a lot more time there as opposed to most of the other regions in the world. Given how instrumental this city and location becomes in the show, I think this doesn't really surprise me at all. It becomes the capital of the world, and they have to be able to establish an order there with what they called the United Republic of Nations, which was designed to promote unity amongst all four regions. This was already established in the show, and so this is basically the beginning of it in the movie. Now, this is by far one of the most interesting parts of the interview, because they give an exclusive image reveal of where Aang is apparently going to meet a whole new avatar that's never been shown off before. It really does suck that I haven't seen the movie yet to know what this is, but just from the picture alone, I'm more intrigued than ever to learn more about this. It's not often in this franchise that we learn about an avatar we've never seen before, or even the ones that we do already know about. They even talked about some behind-the-scenes aspects and credit a lot of people on the production. There was a time where this movie almost became fully CG, but Mike and Brian pushed back on that because the whole soul of this show is based on how hand-drawn it is, and that's probably another reason why it took so long to get made. They didn't want to cut corners on this and make it look worse from the sounds of it, and I appreciate them for doing that. Now, we talk a lot about the theater stuff and how that's a big bummer for us fans, but if you are someone who is going to go to attend San Diego Comic-Con at the end of the month, you might just get the opportunity to be the only people in the world who do see this on the big screen, as they reveal that if you go there, you will probably be able to have a special opportunity to see it in a theater setting on July 24th. They will be doing a big panel in Hall H as well, which is the biggest place in the entire venue that this event has yearly. That is a pretty big deal that they managed to get this, given they've never done it before. As another reveal, Brian Konietzko announced that there is other stuff they are working on, and that this movie is just one in a whole slate that they've got planned. Other than the new Seven Haven show that we are getting in the next few years, when it comes to on-screen projects like other TV shows and movies, it seems like we're going to be getting a lot more, and I'm hoping that this will make fans excited for what's to come in the future. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end the video there. That is everything that I felt was important to address as far as the trailer goes and that new interview. Again, I know there's a lot to dislike with this as far as the non-theatrical release, but I'm just happy to be getting new Avatar again in my life. It's been way too long. For those of you who haven't seen the movie, what are you looking forward to the most from it and why? If you did enjoy the video and you want to see more, be sure to give it a like, and if you are new to this channel, subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Thank you all for stopping by Uncle Iroh's Tea Shop. I hope everyone here has a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you all soon for more Avatar.